This is the Marbella Way. Why we keep talking about Marbella is that it is a place that has been home for so many great experiences for us, and we never met anyone actually who didn't fall in love with the place or got addicted on some level. So that's why today we want to talk about where would you arrive to, the hotels, the best boutique hotels, and of course you can choose other accommodation. You could live in a home, which is very cozy as well. But if you choose hotels, we're going to talk about at least 10 in Marbella that are definitely worth mentioning.
And that is the Marbella Way. So let's start with it.
Yes.
And the best way to start the Marbella Way is the Marbella Way.
Yeah, and this is empty. I don't know what's going on. But
I don't know.
Are you opening again today?
I'm opening again today.
Yeah. Okay. So
So what is so interesting about Marbella? What do you think?
I think the whole purpose of this is that I think but I think almost nice sound. All people, I think, wish for a happy and enjoyable life. Mm-hmm. And I think one of the best places to have that is in Marbella. So I think that's why it's so pleasurable to talk about, because it's just like it brings so many good memories all the time. And I think besides living right now and enjoying the now, we can also talk about great memories. They're part of our now as well.
It definitely is.
So
cheers for that.
Cheers. And let's enjoy the Marbella Way and hopefully inspire somebody to experience it.
Go there. Live it,
yeah.
Feel it, and experience that.
Yeah.
Good. So there's a lot of ways to start. We have been from the airport to Marbella. A lot of things happening in Marbella. Marbella is a living pulse at the moment. Where do you start? What areas did you go to? What hotels would you be in if you go to Marbella? There's an endless amount of hotels. So where do we start?
It's a place that changed permanent all the time. It changed since the 1950s. So why don't we start talking about the first great hotels that were established in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. They still exist, and they're still more and more iconic every day. And also mention some of the new ones that came along.
So let's start with the heart in Marbella, the Golden Mile, where everything happened and started. The Marbella Club Hotel.
Yeah.
The only Marbella Club Hotel.
Which we will dedicate much more time to, but now that we mentioned that hotel in comparison or relation to a lot of other places, we'll just make a brief introduction. It was the beginning of the modern Marbella.
So established in 1950.
Yeah.
It was the era begun with the Marbella Club Hotel.
Yeah. There was a German guy that came down, fell in love with the coast, and thought, let's build the most amazing resort here for people to enjoy life, water ski, enjoy the olive trees, golf, and party, and it became an environment for pleasure and for meeting people meeting from all over the world.
And also they're very famous for the dress-up parties, which Alfonso.
Yeah.
Was the prince who was coming from Germany, arrived to Marbella. He was very famous for these dress-up parties.
Yes.
In the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
So if you go to Marbella Club Hotel, you also see a lot of pictures hanging around from these funny parties.
That, I think, is that's part of the DNA of the place. That it's not a place where people go to talk about politics. It's a place where people go to enjoy life.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how much they may agree or disagree on politics. We're here for the same reason. That's the mindset. So whatever country you come from or whatever conviction you hold, you want to participate in the party. And that's how very different people and cultures come together at those parties.
And I also think if you ask people who are either people who are living in Marbella, have been to Marbella before, if you talk about the Marbella Club Hotel, it will always bring a smile on people's faces.
Yeah.
Because it had definitely been a destination for a lot of fun moments, either at the pool, in the night, in the afternoon by the pool in the sea, because there's different kind of locations if we talk about Marbella Club.
Yeah.
You have the beach side, that you have a little restaurant there by the beach, but only in the summertime.
Yeah.
Then you have by the pool also a beach club, that's beach club, there's not any live music, but a beach restaurant where you have buffet, like seafood buffet every, I think it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then you have the pool at the same time.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit up, you find a kids club.
Yes.
So you can, actually, the kids can have a great time. Beautiful place. I think even the kids can, you know, learn how to cook, make their own perfume. They can go paddle boarding under supervision by adults.
Yeah.
So it's a wonderful place to put the kids as well.
So it's if there is a signature place of Marbella, it is Marbella Club.
Yes.
It's a place that somehow everybody is proud of. It's really, it contains the best of Marbella, and that is where you feel the Marbella spirit, maybe more than anywhere else.
Yes.
I don't want to say that you don't feel it in other places, because there are so many unique places. But if there is a place that really embraces the spirit of history, modern history in Marbella, and all the most amazing stories in that area, it is Marbella Club.
Yes, so that's definitely a place
It's
you have
undeniable.
to consider if you want to go to Marbella and try to, you know, feel where everything started.
If you want the very intense, condensed experience of Marbella, it's a certain peace. It's not a stressful environment. It's very peaceful.
But you have to be there to understand
Yeah.
what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So definitely good to go to the Marbella Club Hotel.
It's has to be on top of the list.
Yes.
Yeah.
So if we move a little bit further down the street, we have the famous Puente Romano Hotel.
Yes.
Puente Romano means the Roman bridge. And it was also established in 1979, the Puente Romano Hotel.
Yeah.
And they even have a little historic, like, let's say landmark, a little historic patch, because there's a Roman bridge in the gardens of this hotel.
Yeah. So yeah, that is the kind of very vibrant atmosphere you find there. They collect it. They put everything in one. So yeah, that has everything, and we will have to talk about Puente Romano almost every single time we talk about Marbella, because it's the heart and center of the Golden Mile. So it's always very important to mention. And in relation to Puente Romano, you have
The Nobu Hotel. Yeah.
which is a third hotel
Yeah.
to mention, right?
And it's just opened, I'm not sure about the timeline, but definitely recently opened, the Nobu Hotel. You also have the Nobu restaurant. You have a lot of various restaurants if you choose to stay at the Puente Romano Hotel. And there's also a kids club, important to add to it if you are traveling with your family.
Yeah, it opened around 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember people like Robert De Niro and the people who are related to Nobu was there to open it.
That's correct. That's right.
So other hotels we should mention.
No, but we should definitely mention also there is like a tennis court to the Puente Romano Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, a very professional tennis court where they also have tournaments every year.
Yes. Yeah.
So while you're into tennis, you want to go to the beach, have a good time, or just want to stay at a hotel to get the experience, the Puente Romano Hotel is definitely on the list.
Yes, definitely. Another place, another hotel on the Golden Mile is Don Pepe Hotel,
Yes.
right?
It's a
Which was
prime
established.
beachfront hotel,
Yeah.
established in the 1963 in Marbella.
And it's important to mention that right in front of that hotel, you find Cappuccino, which is an international cafe that you find. It's a really nice concept. They have their own list of music. You can buy that as well. It's in Mallorca, Ibiza, and other locations. Even you can find it in, I think, Barcelona and Madrid. And it's just, it's a really nice vibe. And it's definitely one of the best beachfront places you can go to. If you want, anything from breakfast, lunch, a sunset, drink at sunset, it's a wonderful place to go.
Now they have a good restaurant variety as well in there. They have
Yeah.
a spa as well. And if you go down, you go to the Cappuccino, the beachfront cafe.
Yeah.
And surrounded by that, you have a lot of different things as well. And it's basically literally on the beach.
And the great thing about the places we're talking about now, it's you can walk to all of them. So whether you stay at one or the other, you can enjoy all of them, which is important. So it's not like, oh, you're now in the mountains, so you can only experience one place. This is places you can go It's just down the paseo. It's just down the
Paseo.
promenade.
Yes.
So if you want a coffee or a drink in any of the other places or enjoy the vibe there, you can go there, even though you stay in another place.
So is it definitely a to-go-to family resort, I would say as well.
Yeah,
It's a very big resort.
yeah. It has a beautiful vibe. It's more modern, but it still has a wonderful energy to it. It's not the old style hotels as Puente Romano and Marbella Club, but it has something else, which is special.
Next on the list is the Boho Club, which is a fairly new hotel in Marbella,
Yeah,
established by Swedish people.
yeah.
They know.
It's an impressive way they created that place. And you live like in small townhouses.
There's different, like I think there's around 30 different kind of rooms and bungalows
Yeah.
surrounded by the hotel.
And then they have a very good restaurant at the Boho Club too. And you can even have a picnic.
In the garden.
As we once had. Invite your friends to a huge picnic in the garden.
It's definitely a thing. If you are at the Boho Club, you have to get one of the picnics in the garden. It's beautiful, it's majestic, it's different.
If you
And it's boho. It's very laid back.
You can sit on the grass on a pillow if you want and have your lunch at the picnic. So you're in touch with the earth. Yeah.
And it's only established around 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So definitely also a must-go-to place.
It is.
If we go back to the old town, we talked about La Fonda before, which we couldn't remember at that time when we was talking about it, what the name was, but it's La Fonda. Very, very beautiful, unique boutique hotel in the heart of Marbella Old Town.
Yeah. And it took the name back from the 70s where it was a very important in place.
It's actually in the late 80s, 1989, it was established La Fonda. But for sure, the building was far older.
Yeah,
than
the
that.
building is hundreds of years ago. Built one. It's very old. Yeah, very old. I couldn't say how old, but it's old. But that's Europe in general. We have old buildings. That's one of the charming things about Europe. I think that's what we.
Very charming it is.
Yeah,
And La Fonda, it's very important to remember, notice, and say that it's a part of the famous established association, Relais et Châteaux.
yes,
It's a very strict criteria if you have to enter that, get that label to your hotel. Very important to remember as well is like they have the history of preserving the local architecture and history. So if you are looking for Relais et Châteaux, you will often find buildings and places where it has some kind of history attached to it. So you can absolutely discover gastronomy, good food and wines.
and I just think it's important to mention that one thing that Marbella just nails in almost every single scenario of the place is that even though now you talk about some very prestigious global chain, old buildings, very beautiful, stylish environments, is that despite that, the atmosphere is always totally relaxed and down to earth. And that balance is very unique. I think, in my opinion, in most places, if you go to London and New York and many of the places that are so-called high level, it can become a bit stiff and a bit formal. And this is not something you will experience in Marbella, no matter where you go.
So that was La Fonda.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit further, we have Villa Padierna, which is an iconic place as well.
That's definitely a winner too.
Yeah. It's very known for very beautiful architecture, and the owner have a private collection of art in there as well.
And the whole plot that it was built on, it consists of 3 golf courses, and there's a beach club as well. And it's, very nice golf courses. It used to be Ritz-Carlton. Now it's owned by the Anantara chain.
Right.
But they maintained the name Villa Padierna, which is basically, it's an Italian castle that they built.
Yes.
So it's one
Very
of the
unique.
amazing places to go.
And also for wedding venues, absolutely stunning.
And since it's a bit away, it's actually in the Benavis towards Estepona area. It's a place that you have to know to go there. And
It also had 3 golf
fortunately
courses.
we discovered the place at an early stage.
Luckily for us, we did. It's definitely a must to go-to place.
I won't forget the good cigars that I enjoyed on that terrace. That was, it's a perfect environment to, yeah, to play golf. To one of our favorite activities, things to do there is also that in the wintertime you have this cozy, almost Scandinavian or Austrian like ski hot atmosphere in this beautiful room where they have 2 chimneys and it's just right at the reception. But the room is always, it's amazing. It's full of beautiful pictures and yeah, it's a very nice atmosphere there.
You can definitely use a couple of days or 1 week to discover a lot of different small hidden gems in that place.
Yeah.
And also there's 3 golf courses, as we mentioned earlier. If you are into golf playing, they have the Tremores Golf, the Alfarini Golf, and they have the Los Flamingos Golf Club.
Yeah.
And the golf club there is also if you go next to it, a sushi bar.
Very charming place. It's yeah, just right between San Pedro and Puerto Banús, so completely different location, beachside, not very well known, but very cozy Spanish hacienda style. So stunning place, beachside.
It's an adults-only hotel, but sometimes they do invite families into different kinds of events there. They have like Easter egg hunt, and also for Christmas they have different activities. So it's also a lovely little place to go to if you are in Marbella.
Absolutely.
And when you're in Puerto Banús, there's a new hotel coming, like the Hotel Pier.
Yeah, it's called Occidental now. It used to be called PUR, Pure, I think we called it, right? It was that kind of a very well-known hotel because it was more or less the only hotel in Puerto Banús. But now that is refurbished and it's much nicer. Nice place as well.
So that is
not
in Puerto
on my
Banús.
top list, honestly speaking, but yeah, it's there.
It's there. It's walkable. You can go to it. Very easy. Go to the Puerto Banús harbor.
If you want to be in Puerto Banús, it's the best hotel there.
Yeah. You don't need a car to go around.
And just walking distance from there, Hard Rock Hotel came recently. So that's another good option in that area.
And on the Saturdays, they have the Saturday markets where you can find fresh fruits and vegetables and local produce. So it's easy to navigate in if you're staying at these 2 hotels.
Yeah, and if you're in Hard Rock Hotel, you have downtown, which is part of the Mosh chain, a very charming place. We mentioned it before, where they combine the Japanese cuisine, very outstanding cocktails, and flamenco. So Andalusian dancing and singing. It's very dramatic, very special, and interesting combination.
Los Monteros Hotel
Yes.
is one of the things on the list we have to mention.
Yeah, which is in East Marbella. So that hotel is also, you're not in the center of the Golden Mile. You are, if you want to be a little bit away, you're still close to the Trocadero Arena Beach Club. If you're at Los Monteros, that's probably the best place close to, apart from the Dolce Gabbana Beach Club that you have at Los Monteros. So yeah, that's also one of the old traditional hotels with a very special atmosphere. And it's a bit out of the center, 5 kilometers away from the center of Marbella.
So you have the beach club as well, and you have a tennis court.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit outside the city, but definitely worth to visit.
But the beach on the east side is good. So that's one of the reasons why the east side is great. So if you're in Los Monteros, the beach is nice, and it is nice all the way up on the east side.
So a lot of good to say about different kind of hotels, whatever you are into and whatever you're looking for. You're on with a family location, you're just on a location with your partner. A lot of good places to discover.
Yeah.
We have the Marbella Club Hotel, the Puente Romano Hotel, the Don Pepe Hotel, the Los Monteros Hotel, the Boho Club, Don Pepe, if I mentioned that,
Yeah.
Hard Rock Hotel, the Occidental
There's
Hotel.
one place we forgot, El
La
Fuerte.
Fonda.
El Fuerte.
El Fuerte,
Which
yes.
was recently refurbished
Right.
in Marbella, 5-star hotel. That's very
And
nice.
that's beachfront.
Beachfront,
With
yeah.
amazing views, and they have a rooftop bar as
in
well.
the old town.
In the old town.
So that's the only,
Yeah, that's quite
actually,
unique,
it's the only 5-star hotel beachfront in the old town. So yeah, if you want to be in that ancient part of the town, that's a good choice of hotel.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Anything more you want to add to this? 10 places to go or 10 plus places to go?
I think we covered for now in Marbella as such. There is a hotel we should mention, which is the new hotel, it's actually central Marbella, but it's up on the hill from there.
Yes.
There's a neighborhood right up there behind the bus station. So that was recently refurbished as well and became a top spa 5-star hotel.
Yeah.
And
it's an all-inclusive hotel, which is very rare to find in Marbella. You don't have these places.
No.
It didn't exist until now. You have to go more towards Estepona to find this.
Yeah.
But it's a luxury 5-star hotel, all-inclusive.
Yeah.
And I heard from people who went there that it is a very, very good experience for wellness, fitness, detox as well.
It's called Montua. Montua is the
that's true.
residential neighborhood up there, up the hill. It's just, we talked about Sierra Blanca before, which is this luxury residential neighborhood elevated from Marbella. So literally 1,000 meters from there, east, you have La Montua, where this hotel is situated. Another great location, not as developed yet as Sierra Blanca, but it's an upcoming area, and it's it's an interesting area that is really developing in a positive direction.
What I actually just forgot to mention is that if you are going for more like inner peace, if you want to just be yourself or with your partner, there is Chantilly.
Chantilly, yeah.
Yeah.
One of the places we visited a lot, especially in the beginning when we came down. It's a small place. It's very, very dedicated to yoga.
Yeah.
And,
so yoga and health retreat, you get fresh juices. You can even have I think a tailor-made program for the weekend or for 1 week of detox.
And they have very few rooms.
Yeah, around 20 rooms, 18 to 20 rooms.
And in that category, we need to mention in Nagueles Buchinga Clinic as well, where it's not actually a hotel, but it is a retreat. It's a place where you would stay.
It's not a place you will
it's not really
as a couple just to like a spontaneous trip.
That's where if you have some, like it's a health journey. It's a health purpose that you would need to have to go there.
But the other place, back to Chantilly, is you are in the middle of a forest. You are in the nature. I think it will take you around 3 or 4 minutes to drive through the nature path to enter Chantilly.
Yeah.
So it's a unique
you have to go down some
retreat place.
Some small roads.
Yeah.
Just like when you visit on the same road, it's the road that when you come from the coast, you head towards the mountain, La Concha, behind the big shopping center called La Cañada. You go uphill, and then you come to the little white village called Ojen. Then you continue up, and you have the little white village Monda, which is also nice. You remember the place we always visited there, this castle.
Yeah, but I think it's even called Monda.
Paradores.
Sí.
And that's actually, when we talk about hotels, we should talk about this concept, Paradores, which is it's actually castles that were historical places on hilltops throughout Spain. So it's another chain of very unique places to stay and visit.
Yeah.
And
so
there's
you have
one
to
in
search up
Monda.
Paradores if you are...
Paradores, which is close to, it's in Monda, and it's actually close to Chantilly.
And all we're talking about now, we will link everything we talk about below.
Yeah,
here.
Or...
So you know where to go or what, if you...
Write us a question if you are going to Marbella, right?
Anything more we have to talk about today?
I think, of course, when we talk about this kind of, let's say, this style of visiting Marbella, I think it's very suitable for a few days, but we definitely need to talk about living in a house, in a home. If you're there for a longer period of time through Airbnb or Booking.com, it's a really amazing way to stay.
I would say if you go to Marbella for just a weekend or 3 or 4 days, stay in a hotel. If you want to discover Marbella and the surroundings, there's so much to see.
Yeah.
You take an apartment.
Yes.
Yeah. That's definitely the way of doing it.
Yeah, that's the Marbella way.
That's the Marbella way.
Yeah.
We covered all today.
So what else, if we talk about the Marbella way, what do you think we should mention? We've talked about hotels, places to stay. We talked about the most important areas in Marbella. So
You're always very good to reflect on things, so I think I will ask you the question, but thank you for asking me.
sometimes, but yeah, I think that it's the reason we talk about this topic is that it's I think most people want to have an enjoyable life, to basically just enjoy and be happy. And that's why I think that Marbella is becoming such a hotspot and such an iconic place in the world right now, because people, more than ever, actually, and especially when we've went through the last couple of years, which have been, to say the least, very strange on some levels. So people just take action and they just want to create their lives and realize the dream of lifestyle that they always had. They don't want to wait anymore. They want to do what they want to do with themselves, their families, their businesses, their investments, their life right now. And that I think is the main reason. It's a mega trend we're talking about, because actually this mega trend is something that can be seen worldwide. The people are moving to a degree that hasn't been seen before, moving around, finding their spots, not necessarily their only home, but maybe they have two. A lot of people have one in Denmark, one in Spain, so that's a good combination. Then there are also people realizing that since so many want to get as much joy out of life as possible, they also invest in real estate to be able to rent out to all these people. The rental market is very, very strong.
But why do you think there is such a trend towards Marbella in that sense? What you have been seeing in the last 3 years?
I think it's based on my experience. I think it's one of the places, it's the place that I know that combine most good things in one place. It's nature, it's international lifestyle, it's very social. It's great for kids. You have amazing schools, great restaurants.
We'll talk about that another day, schools as well.
Yeah.
And home, real estate.
I think it's very impressive, if you think about it, that actually Spain has been tolerant enough to allow an international place like this to happen in Spain, because most countries want to. They are very good at maintaining their culture, but they're also very open, which is a very interesting combination. That they're so good at sticking to their roots. They're Spanish with capital letters, and they're proud of it. But at the same time, they're actually open enough and inspired to create this international hotspot as well. And they've allowed that since the 50s, and I don't think they'll stop it. So it is actually becoming more and more interesting, the place, for that reason.
So what you will find in Marbella when you come is definitely the Andalusian charm, the friendliness among people. They give this, kisses both sides of the cheek.
Yeah.
It's like a very warm and welcoming environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And although
a beautiful culture.
Yeah.
And you will get a part of that when you're staying there, because you cannot go there without being a part of a beautiful culture, of the Andalusian culture.
Yes, that's true. You'll be embraced in that sense, and because their culture is so strong, you will somehow be part of that. They won't give in. They won't let it go. It's their identity. The jamón ibérico, the gazpacho, the orange juice, the coffee, the things that are special for them, their specialities, their culture, their flamingo.
The bread in the morning, like the breakfast in the morning for Spanish people is like a toasted bread with fresh grated tomato, olive oil, and you toast the bread a little bit.
Tostada.
And you have a slice of fresh ginger.
Con aguacate y tomate.
Grated.
Y aceite.
That's
So
that's the Marbella way, or the Spanish way.
And yeah, it's great how they stick to their identity, and I think that's what people love about the place. And then it's just impressive how they have also managed to create an international society. I mean, it's probably not that easy with
welcoming all the international people
with regulation and management and yeah, it's like it's a big hospitality sector, and the way they manage that is quite impressive. I don't know any other place that embraces that many visitors. It's a lot of visitors in a small place. 20 million people land in Malaga every year, so it's a lot of people visiting this place. And yeah, Costa del Sol has 1.6 million people, and it's a stretch of almost 100 kilometers from Malaga to Gibraltar. And right in between those two significant locations is Marbella. So when you're in Marbella, you can always go west to Gibraltar and visit Little England. You can visit Little Argentina on the way, Soto Grande, and you can go east to Malaga. So it's a very privileged position. And we can see on a clear day, when the weather is totally clear, you can see Morocco,
yes.
North Africa from your apartment or house, which is a special exotic feeling as well at the Mediterranean.
So you can go to a lot of places in and around Andalusia, which we call it. The New Andalusian, the Andalusia. There's a lot of places to visit.
Yeah.
Even Morocco.
Yeah. And I think that is the new lifestyle that's developing, that I think actually everyone who is striving, everyone who is entrepreneurial, everyone who has courage, everyone who is looking for a better life and the best version of themselves, I think they will look for these hotspots where they can totally enjoy life, be themselves, still keep their work commitments and be inspired. I think those places will grow in the future. We can see that is happening, and I couldn't imagine that will stop. It's just getting stronger and stronger.
I agree with that. So today we covered 10 plus places to go hotels.
So I think that although we have talked about how amazing these places are, these areas, and it started in the 50s, and that's now more than 70 years ago, I think we're still only at the beginning. I think we have not seen what this is going to become. And actually, I will mention that compared to certain other places in the world, it's very nice the way that it develops in an organic way. It's not just a big concrete jungle being built in 5 years, and now we have a city. That's not it. That happens somewhere in the world, and you know, that's another journey.
It's definitely certain.
But this is a place that develops totally related to the Spanish culture and lifestyle and values as well. So they have just very slowly integrated the international lifestyle as well. And I think that really is the future destination of people who are striving for the best life.
So let that be the last word today. We covered the 10 plus places, hotels to go. That's the Marbella Way.
Yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers.
And thanks for mentioning all the hotels. It was nice to have all the memories again.